The movie opens with Luke Perdue driving a motorbike through a chaotic street in what appears to be Southeast Asia. He's carrying a painting rolled up in a tube. He's quickly intercepted by Kasem, who claims the painting belongs to his boss. Luke, however, believes its ownership is ambiguous and suggests there are multiplicity of meanings to its rightful owner. As Kasem's associates box him in, Luke makes a daring escape, ditching his motorbike for a series of other vehicles, all while talking to his team member Murph, who is trying to coordinate his escape to Chiang Mai. We then cut to Charlotte Perdue, Luke's sister, a museum curator dealing with a contentious divorce from her husband Harold, who is trying to claim custody of their son Thomas and most of their shared possessions. Charlotte is clearly frustrated by Harold's aggressive lawyer. Later, Luke unexpectedly shows up at Charlotte's museum, much to her surprise and concern. He quickly distracts her, pointing out a supposed unnatural split in a Holbein painting. While Charlotte is distracted, Luke surreptitiously steals a Rembrandt painting, Head of Christ. Charlotte is furious, chasing him through the museum and onto the streets. Luke, ever the escape artist, manages to get away, urging Charlotte to join him on an adventure and hinting that she wants her old life back. Charlotte confronts Luke and his team Murph and Deb about the stolen Rembrandt. Luke is unapologetic, claiming he returned the painting, though Charlotte lost her job because of it. He introduces Owen Carver, a man suffering from liver cancer who has hired Luke's team to find the mythical fountain of youth. Charlotte is highly skeptical, calling it snake oil super juice, but Luke and Owen argue that myths often contain a seed of truth. They explain that the fountain's location is believed to be hidden by protectors of the path, and that 6 artists in the 1600s called sex et unum, meaning 6 and 1, left clues to its location in their paintings. Caravaggio's The Taking of Christ, Rubens's The Descent from the Cross, Wildens's Christ and Disciples on the Road to Emmaus, Velázquez's Christ Crucified, El Greco's Christ Carrying the Cross, and Rembrandt's Head of Christ. They reveal that the El Greco, stolen from the Gardner Museum in 1990, was found by Luke in Thailand. Charlotte points out that the Rembrandt Luke stole is a forgery and that the original, which held one of the crucial letters, V, is missing. Luke admits he knows where the real one is. Owen, desperate for a cure, offers Charlotte legal assistance with her custody battle if she helps them. Charlotte, still hesitant, eventually joins them after a mysterious woman warns Luke off the quest, suggesting a we who will stop them. She implies that the fountain is more dangerous than they realize. Thomas is also staying with Charlotte for a year while Harold is in Japan, which further complicates Charlotte's life, but she is now part of the team. The group discovers that the real Rembrandt painting is at the bottom of the North Atlantic, having sunk with Alfred Gwyn Vanderbilt on the Lusitania during World War I. They embark on a perilous deep-sea operation to retrieve the painting from the shipwreck using flotation tanks to bring a portion of the vessel to the surface. During the operation, they are attacked by a helicopter, which is revealed to be the mysterious woman from before, who is one of the protectors. A dangerous confrontation ensues, with Luke using Charlotte as a decoy to escape with the painting. Back on land, Charlotte confronts Luke about the near-death experience, but he dismisses it as a calculation rather than a risk. With the acquisition of the Vanderbilt Rembrandt, they now have all the letters from the paintings, D, K, C, I, E, and V. They deduce that sex et unum refers to King James I, 6th James of Scotland, 1st of England, and that the letters form an anagram for wicked. This leads them to the Wicked Bible, an edition printed with a deliberate omission in the 10 Commandments instructing thou shalt commit adultery. They believe these Bibles hold the key to the next step. Just as they are discussing their next move, Special Detective Jamal Abbas of Interpol bursts in, having tracked Luke's team for months and connected them to a string of high-profile art thefts. He corners them with all the stolen paintings. However, Kasem, the man from the opening scene, also tracks Abbas, seeking revenge on Luke for making him look very bad. Kasem's men storm in, holding everyone at gunpoint. Luke, ever the negotiator, offers Kasem all 5 retrieved paintings in exchange for their freedom, claiming he can make Kasem very rich. The movie ends with Luke trying to talk his way out of the predicament, surrounded by stolen art and 2 opposing forces. In the tense aftermath of the standoff, Luke makes a bold move, offering Kasem the 5 priceless paintings he has gathered in exchange for letting his team go. He promises to reveal the location of the 6th painting, the Caravaggio, if Kasem complies. Despite Charlotte's protests, Luke's team, including his nephew Thomas, are released, leaving Luke alone with Kasem and his men. Luke then feigns revealing the Caravaggio's location before making a daring escape, leaving Kasem empty-handed. Later, Luke and Charlotte are seen together having a drink. Charlotte, now a fugitive, playfully chastises Luke for putting her in such a dangerous situation. She admits that Luke was right about her craving for adventure, something she thought she had outgrown. Luke confesses that his true motivation for seeking the Fountain of Youth is to gain recognition for their deceased father, believing the world owes it to his legacy. Charlotte, however, sees through this, suggesting Luke is seeking personal glory. The group, now including Thomas, heads to Vienna to find a copy of the Wicked Bible. Owen Carver, their wealthy benefactor, has already arranged for their access to a rare books library showcasing his vast resources. While Luke and Charlotte search for clues within the Bible, the mysterious protector from the Lusitania incident, accompanied by a team of armed individuals, arrives, having tracked them down. A fight ensues, during which Charlotte is briefly held at knife point by the protector. Luke manages to create a diversion by deploying a controlled directional explosive, causing chaos and allowing them to escape with the Bible, albeit with a slightly unconscious librarian and a strong smell of smoke. Back at their temporary base, the team analyzes the Wicked Bible. Thomas surprisingly deduces that the repeating 7-digit pattern in the gilding is not a numerical code but a sequence of musical notes. When played, the melody is identified as Water in the Desert, an ancient song honoring the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Overlaying the locations of the 6 paintings with a map of the ancient wonders, they realize the 7th unaligned point leads them to the pyramids of Giza. Charlotte expresses her concern about Owen Carver's intentions, questioning his sudden generosity and how he relocated her ex-husband. Luke defends Owen, suggesting that his terminal illness has led him to seek redemption and leave a positive legacy. Meanwhile, the Protector communicates with her superior, reaffirming their commitment to keeping the fountain hidden, emphasizing its dangerous power to tempt humanity and unleash chaos. Upon arriving at the pyramids of Giza, Owen, impatient and desperate, disregards the protests of Professor Bishara, the pyramid expert, and orders his armed security team to blast open a newly discovered secret chamber. Charlotte and Luke are appalled by Owen's destructive methods, arguing that there must be a more respectful and safe way to proceed. As they descend into the newly opened chamber, they encounter Abbas and his Interpol team, leading to a tense standoff and a firefight with Owen's security. Luke and Charlotte are forced to align themselves with Abbas to escape the crossfire. Inside the chamber, they discover a stone plinth with a keystone that needs to be moved. The walls are covered with paradoxical inscriptions about blessings and curses, salvation and damnation, hinting at the dangerous nature of what lies within. They find a depiction of the Tree of Life protected by amber and a long shaft leading downwards. Owen, consumed by his desire for the fountain, attempts to force Luke to descend, revealing he's not actually sick and that he only wanted to use Luke as a guinea pig. The Protector intervenes, explaining that the fountain offers eternal life, youth, beauty, wealth and power, but at a terrible cost. If someone drinks from it, the fountain takes life from those they love most. If they value themselves the most, they gain infinite power without sacrifice. She gives Luke a key to shut down the fountain if the wrong person drinks. As Owen charges towards the fountain, Luke, now understanding the true cost, throws the key into the shaft, forcing the Protector to dive in after it. Owen attempts to drink, but Luke shoots his arm, preventing him. The fountain releases a powerful surge of energy, causing the pyramid to collapse around them. Luke, Charlotte and Thomas narrowly escape the collapsing pyramid, while Owen, his arm healed by the fountain's energy, is left to face the consequences. Abbas confronts Luke and Charlotte, but surprisingly lets them go, acknowledging that certain things are better left lost. Luke and Charlotte agree that the journey itself was the true reward. The film concludes with Luke suggesting they continue their adventures, hinting at new quests to uncover lost treasures. As the dust settles from the pyramid's collapse, Luke and Charlotte emerge breathless but alive, with Thomas by their side. Owen, his arm miraculously healed, is left amidst the rubble, having tasted the fountain's power but not its full destructive consequence. Special Detective Jamal Abbas of Interpol arrives, surveying the chaotic scene. He finds Owen alive but clearly affected by the fountain's energy. Rather than pursuing Luke and Charlotte, Abbas, with a knowing look, lets them go, acknowledging that some secrets are better left undisturbed. He tells Luke that the pursuit continues only if Luke gives him a reason to chase him, a subtle nod to the unspoken understanding that has developed between them. The aftermath and new beginnings. With Owen Carver apprehended and the Fountain of Youth sealed, at least temporarily, Luke, Charlotte and Thomas return to a semblance of normalcy, albeit one irrevocably altered by their extraordinary adventure. Charlotte, no longer just a curator, has embraced the thrill of the chase and the deeper meaning behind her father's work. Her relationship with Luke, once strained by their differing approaches to life, is now strengthened by shared experiences and a newfound mutual respect. Thomas, having witnessed his uncle and mother in action, is filled with a sense of wonder and a budding love for adventure. Murph and Deb, Luke's loyal team, regroup, reflecting on the chaotic yet ultimately successful mission. Deb, ever the pragmatist, insists on being more involved in future operations, having experienced the dangers firsthand. Murph, always supportive, maintains his easygoing demeanor. The stolen paintings recovered from Kasem's clutches are presumably returned to their rightful owners, though the film leaves this open. A different kind of treasure. In the quiet aftermath, Luke and Charlotte have a heart-to-heart. Charlotte, reflecting on the paradoxical inscriptions within the pyramid and the Protector's warnings, realizes the profound truth: the fountain's power comes at an unbearable cost, taking life from those loved most. This revelation starkly contrasts with Owen's selfish pursuit of eternal life. Luke admits that the prize at the end of this journey was not what he expected, echoing their father's philosophy that the journey itself holds the true reward. He finally understands that his father, Harrison Purdue, never took the gold mask of the Inti Sun God, not because he couldn't but because some treasures are meant to be experienced, not possessed. The experience has fundamentally shifted Luke's perspective. His previous obsession with winning and securing recognition for his father's legacy has transformed into an appreciation for the adventure itself and the bonds forged along the way. Charlotte, now seeing Luke's genuine change, reconciles with him fully. The family unit, once fractured by Harold's actions and Luke's seemingly reckless pursuits, is now stronger than ever. The next chapter. The final scene hints at new possibilities. While their roles as art retrievers might not be officially sanctioned, their unique skills and knowledge of lost artifacts suggest a future filled with more adventures. Charlotte, having found a different kind of satisfaction beyond the confines of museum walls, seems eager for what comes next. Luke, no longer driven solely by glory, is more attuned to the intrinsic value of discovery and the importance of family. The film closes on an open-ended note, implying that for the Purdue siblings the world is vast and full of mysteries, and their journey in essence has just begun. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.